Hello, Flat Earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. Let's have a look at Newtonian physics, or rather the language of Newtonian physics, which was created to have us believe and perceive that we can stick to the outside of a spherical Earth. Something we know is physically impossible unless there is some kind of scientific explanation for it. But we will see that this is not real physics. It is just a manipulation of numbers to create a mathematical model which is more about telling the time than measuring actual forces. This was done, I believe, to complete the Copernican model of having the Earth orbiting the Sun along with other planets, which I believe was done to solidify or standardize the Gregorian calendar, the 12-month calendar that we all use pretty much across the world now, but this was done instead of using the lunar calendar, except with the Gregorian calendar you have the sun at the center, and the attempt was made to have us perceive this as our physical reality, when all it is really about is keeping time, global time, if you like. Yeah, so we can see that this apple all by itself in the medium of air weighs 120.8 grams, 120 grams. There is no need to perceive that there is any external force pulling this unless you want to believe that we can stick to the outside of a spherical Earth. Otherwise, we just see it as it is. It is a solid object that has a weight of 120 grams. Yes, you can call that weight a force, a downward force if you want. You can call it gravity if you like. That gravity just means weight. And what has happened with the Newtonian language of physics is that weight has been turned into or translated into a force. But we are told it is an external force created by the specific mass of the spherical Earth, which pulls everything towards it, so that we can perceive that we can stick to it. Yeah, but really it is just the weight of the apple as a dense object in the air which cannot support it. Okay, it weighs 120 grams. On this table here, the table is just a solid object. It's not putting up any force against the apple. It's not opposing gravity. It is just stopping the apple from going down any further. Of course, if it went off the edge of the table, then it would fall. And this, knowing that it would fall at a rate of 9.8 meters per second gave Newtonian physics a solid or consistent number to play with and then create a mathematical model from that. But when something is falling at a particular rate or going along at a particular speed, that's not about the force being used, it is just about the time it takes to go from A to B. Yeah, we can, to push this apple along, I need to use 120 grams plus a little bit for the friction of force. Yeah, 120 grams of force. I can do it slowly or I can do it quickly. It doesn't matter how long it takes. I'm still only using 120 grams of force, not more or less, to push it along. Yeah, when it's falling through the air, it is just the weight of itself. Anyway, let's have a look at what happens when we put the apple in water, bearing in mind that we are told the specific mass of the Earth is what creates weight. So, logically, the specific mass of whatever creates an opposing buoyant force should make a difference to the weight, right? But no, it doesn't. We put the apple in normal water here, it floats, yeah? We put it in salt water here, it floats a little bit higher, but you can't really see it here, okay? The volume of the water wouldn't make a difference. This could be a bathtub, it could be a lake, this could be the ocean. It wouldn't make any difference how big the volume of water is or the mass of the water that is creating the alleged buoyant force compared to the mass of the Earth creating gravity. The apple will still float just like this in any size water. But let's try it with a potato. Yeah? In this one it sinks, okay? In this one it floats, all right? The water is simply denser. So if this was the sea, a body of water of any size, it wouldn't make any difference. The potato would float like that. And the apple floats like that, regardless of the size of the body of water or the mass of the body of water creating the buoyant force. Really, all we have in the Newtonian physics is a manipulation of numbers, assuming that everything is being pulled down to the Earth because of the Earth's mass. But we can see from this simple demonstration that this simply isn't a logical conclusion, it is just a mathematical conclusion and model that has no basis in reality. Thank you very much.